Hey, dear Convo friends, I am experimenting a little bit more with Claude. So I thought, well, why not make an interactive tutorial about Claude 3.5 for linguists, content professionals? Make sure it covers the basics of LLMs, prompt engineering, generative AI in general. Pay extra attention to Claude 3.5, how it works, and how you can use artifacts. Make sure there's plenty of stuff to read and do, um, and make it really interactive. I've been running this prompt for a few times already, and I must say the results are quite mixed. There's definitely no consistency there. When you include questions, make sure you include a question set of 10 questions for each topic. Make sure that each question set covers questions for each of the Bloom taxonomy levels. Now, Bloom's taxonomy is a way of ordering cognitive levels, if you will, in learning, all the way from remembering to creating and designing. And this is often used to generate or write questions that both support recall and creativity and, activating prior knowledge and such kind of stuff. So I thought it might be nice to have that here in my prompt as well, especially this one. Use different question types or formats and make sure that the higher taxonomy levels are supported by questions that invite creativity, higher order thinking, and analysis. So, no multiple choice questions there, please. And this is something that I really struggled with previous OpenAI models, especially I was working with, what was it, GPT for Omni? No, I think it was 1106. And rather than adjusting the question format to the taxonomy level, it started being really creative with the question format itself. So it would still generate multiple choice questions, but it would leave out the question, or it would give like 8 random answers or 6 correct possibilities. So it was almost like it was applying Bloom's taxonomy to the question itself and not to the entire design of the question. So let's see what happens if we run this. I'm almost like yet again because I have like 3 iterations of this already. I can show you later on. So so it's going to break it down into several parts, and this struck me earlier as well. As soon as it becomes a bit more comprehensive, it will actually start chunking stuff. Okay. So that's the LLM tutorial outline that we have here in a document. And then we've got question set. And this is interesting because it will yeah, it actually gives you the entire set, including the grading, and so this is more part of a lesson plan, if you will. Okay. Well, let's for the sake of it, let's continue to the next one, and I'll ask it, can you actually design the student experience for me, rather oh, than writing it all out. Let's see what it will do. No, I need it to flip. um, well, can you design the actual student course environment where this will run and give me an interactive demo from the student's perspective? And I must say that Claude 3.5 is literally like all over the place. It will literally do something different every time. And I feel myself kind of reaching for a temperature button of some sort. because now it is actually running code. And when it's running code, that's when I know it gets interesting, because then it will actually give you a little mock up. Okay, a mock up of the student course environment, interactive demo. Okay, great. Yeah, but there's no video here. And the resources. Okay, begin module. Right. Um, this is cool. Can you make a populated mockup for your first module? No, first. I love this keyboard, by the way. The sound is what we call thoki, so like little marbles. Oh, but never mind. Focus, focus. Of your first module. So provide the actual content, questions, and interactive simulations. Now, these interactive simulations, of course, are not mentioned here anywhere, but that's the beauty of Gen AI. I just thought, well, I want them, so perhaps it can create it for me. Okay. Now, another thing is, of course, imagine Claude spits out something that you really, really, really like. Then, of course, the next step is to take this code and put it somewhere in a repo and trying to get it live and working. And I've been trying this for a number of experiments already, just running it on a local machine, not even on a website or anything. And I ran into a lot of trouble that I couldn't solve on my own, and not even with Claude. I don't need videos. So that's, I think, the real challenge. Like, okay, even if it's really able to make something really nice here, how do you get it out of Claude and into a working environment? So that's probably something I need to dive into, or as Chat would say, delve into, to see like how good is the code that's actually there. Because I ran into all kinds of trouble, like missing libraries, dependencies that weren't correct. Um, Apparently, at one point, it said, "Hey, you need type script." I'm not sure, instead of Java, so I needed to change all the file extensions, but not all of them, but just certain ones. And it wasn't really sure because it kept giving me a list of different files to be renamed each time. And then, of course, it's like, yeah, you get lost in the woods and there's literally no way out because you can't go back. You can't say, hey, let's reset. Because when it resets, you never know. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't backtrace itself, right? So, but for now, let's see. Okay, we'll mark it as completed. Key concept. Huh, there's no content. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I know I'm right. And then, of course, it starts generating the content. And I'm like, no, in the interactive mock up. Oh, keep saying that I'm absolutely right. Well, that's what I was asking, right? No need for video, by the way. Only include components that you can actually mock up. Oh, stop saying you're sorry. Just do. And the thing is, because I'm not keeping track of my original plan, right? I should probably have opened a Miro, making a design which kind of beats the entire purpose of what I'm doing here. Because I thought, well, if Claude knows what I'm doing, I don't have to do that part of the cognitive load. I can just hand it over to a dear little Claude. Um, but perhaps my expectations were a little bit too high. There we go. This is nice. Quiz. There we go. Heh. Yay. Cool. Thanks. What's the primary function of generative AI? To classify existing data, to generate new content based on learned patterns. Phew. Um, well, all of them? Well, let's go for the obvious one. Which of the following is not a common type of generative AI model? I'm not quite sure, to be honest, but I'll go for this one. Try again. This one? This one? So, oh, of course. Are they? Aren't CNNs a kind of transform? I need to read up on this. What's a key ethical concern related to generative AI? That's interesting, of course, because it keeps the score, right? But you can just keep clicking. Incorrect, and it actually won't update the score. So that's also interesting. Key ethical. Well, again, I mean, this one and this one both are true, I think. So we'll go for the one that's probably probabilistically the most true one. So I complete the quiz, and that doesn't work, but that's fine. Um, so then we go to the try it out section. Experience a simplified version of generative AI in action with this text generation demo. Write a story about a talking aeroplane. Generate text. Huh? Considering write a story about a talking aeroplane, an AI text generator could expand. The concept of write a story about talking aeroplane has various applications in modern technology. From improving user experience to solving complex problems, it's an area ripe for innovation and further research. Well, it's good to know that even the job of a prompt engineer is not about to die yet. Okay. So let's have a little bit of fun. Can you make this 100 times better? Remember when I prompted Dolly for Dutch women and I said make them 100 times more Dutch, and they ended up with these gigantic cloaks. Well, I'm kind of basically trying to do the same here and see how long it takes for me to kind of freak out Claude. By the way, Claude, do you mind if I call you Claudia? I have no idea what it's doing now, but it looks very impressive. Okay, so we have an interactive timeline. It conveniently skips ChatGPT, which I would also do probably if I were Claude. So let's complete the overview. Hey, lo and behold, the progress tracker moves. Here we have a deep dive. This is a very deep dive indeed. um, but of course, these are things that you can probably add yourself. We have an AI simulator. This looks awesome, to be honest. And the thing is, I only asked it to make it better, right? I didn't tell it to include an AI simulator. So we'll actually put the temperature here. Write a, well, that's not a lot. Write a haiku. Um, and it doesn't output anything. Of course, let's. I think you know who I think might be the next industry to watch out, not in terms of people, but in terms of software solutions. Um, Visual design tools. I mean, Figma or Miro. I mean, this is just like literally 2 days old, right? Imagine what it will be able to do in, I don't know, 2 months. An ethical dilemma simulator. An AI powered hiring system consistently favors candidates from certain universities. What actions should be taken? Um, can be two of them. I would actually go for this one. Feedback excellent. This combination combines AI efficiently. Blah, blah. And this one, okay, okay, okay. And I completed. Have I completed this one? Complete the deep dive. Real world applications. Okay, so it's a little bit haphazard, but I also feel that I need to learn prompting this model because it feels way different from what I'm used to um, from the other OpenAI models or even the other Anthropic models. So looking forward to playing around with this even more. By the way, if you are in one of my cohorts that starts this week, looking forward to that so much. I'm really looking forward to working with you, and I'd be happy to upload some like little experiments with Claude as well. So, I mean, it wasn't on the original curriculum, obviously, because I mean, it wasn't there yet. But I think this might be fun to include in our course as well. So yeah, have a lovely rest of the Sunday. I actually will go out because the weather here is amazing. But groetjes, talk soon.